Assalamualaikum. Hi. Okay. In for our accounting for Islamic financial institution, for our group project, we choose Salam financing. Okay. First, for the introduction, actually, the purpose of research in the Salam contract are to explore the nature of Salam contract in depth. Secondly, the extent of the use of Salam contract in the local and foreign banking area. And thirdly, to test the theoretical feasibility by suggesting Islamic banking product. Okay. Actually, Salam contract are more exposed to risk than the rest of the Islamic commercial contract used by the Islamic banks in Malaysia. Okay, none of the Islamic banks in Malaysia actually utilize this type of contract as a mode of financing. Maybe they prefer more like BBA or like Murabaha, but many foreign banks, other than in Malaysia, apply this contract in their business. Okay, next we move on to literature review. For literature review, I will more elaborate on the bank that we choose. The bank that we choose is the foreign bank. It is the Abu Dhabi Commercial Bank or ADCB. Some background details of the bank is Abu Dhabi Commercial Bank or ADCB is established on 1985. They regulated by the UAE Central Bank and fully owned by the government of Abu Dhabi. ADCB or Abu Dhabi Commercial Bank have 49 branch, 2 in India, 1 offshore branch in Jersey, and 2 representatives in London and Singapore. They are the third largest bank in the United Arab Emirates (UAE) in terms of balance sheet size and offers a range of commercial and retail banking service. They also offer financial markets products in its local currency and USD. For extra fact, ADCB or Abu Dhabi Central Bank adopted Salam financing contract in 2008. And next we move on to how the Salam financing work. Okay, for Salam financing, it actually involve three parties. That is, the first one is the entrepreneur, financer, and the commodity owner. The Salam financing system is a forward financing transaction where the price is paid in advance and while the commodities are delivered in later date. Okay, what is given in exchange for advance payment must not be in the nature of money, and the future date for supply good and specification product quality and quantity must be clearly stated at the time of the sale. And for Salam financing, there are actually two types of it. And the first one is regular Salam, which is between two parties. The buyer, we call it as Al-Muslim, and the seller, Al-Muslim Ilai. And it is used for small and medium enterprise. And the second type is the parallel Salam. Parallel Salam is between two different independent contract. One contract is between the bank, which is the buyer, and the other bank, which is the seller. The function of parallel Salam is to eliminate the bank's burden from holding too many commodities. Okay, the accounting, measurement, recognition, and presentation for Salam financing are clearly clarified by the Accounting and Auditing Organisation for Islamic Financial Institution, or we call it AUFI, in their Financial Accounting Standard 7 or FAST 7 in January 1999. Okay, Salam financing, they are recognized when the capital of Salam is paid whether in cash or any kind similar to it. And for parallel Salam, they are recognized when Islamic bank receive the capital of Salam as a liability and if there is a case where the capital is not fully delivered or failure in it, it will be considered as receivable. And but if the securities have been claimed by the customer and the sale of it is less than the book value, the difference in the amount of it will become receivable to the customer. Okay. The capital in Salam is measured from the amount paid, and the capital that received in the form of kind or benefit should be measured in the fair value. Okay. At the end of the financial period, it is the capital is also measured by the amount paid, and some cases that involve if sellers do not deliver the good partially or fully, or maybe that the value of the goods delivered is declined, Islamic banks responsible to make a provision of estimated loss for it. And for Parallel Salam, it will be a liability in their financial statement. Okay, and next, for the assets that are received by the Islamic bank in line with the contract are recorded in the historical cost. And but for some case, if the goods are received but they are different in quality, uh, if the market value is the same as the value of the goods of contracted goods, it shall be measured in book value. But if the market value of it is lower, then it is recognized as loss because of the difference. But in some case, there is a failure in goods received because of late delivery or extension date from the seller. No change in the capital of Salam. And if the contract is void or the customer does not repay the capital, it is recognized as receivable from the customer. And at the end of the financial period, assets required from Salam financing are measured at a lower cost and cash equivalent value or CEV. But if there is a loss in it, it must be clear in the income statement. If there is difference between the amount paid by the customer and the cost of the Salam goods when the goods are delivered by the Islamic bank in a Parallel Salam contract, so it will be recognized as profit or loss. And next, according to the Malaysian Financial Reporting Standard or MFRS, Salam financing contract, it is equal to murabah financing. And by Bank Negara Malaysia or BNM guidelines, actually there are no clear guideline on Salam financing, but it does provide the guidelines for financial reporting for Islamic banking institution where in general complied with the Sharia compliance and MFRS.
So moving on to the results. As far as we know, there is no bank in Malaysia that is using Salam financing to finance the agricultural products, although the GDP of Malaysia is heavily reliant on this type of products. They usually use tawarruk, but although there is a huge community out there that can benefit from such contracts such as Salam financing, there has been no initiative made by any bank to consume or to start implementing this type of financing. Maybe it's due to the huge risk coming up with it, or maybe it's due to the long-term waiting. However, we're looking forward to implement this kind of financing and enhance it and use it in Malaysia in the near future, inshallah. Moving on to the foreign bank, we have chosen Abu Dhabi Commercial Bank, and as you can see that they are implementing Salam financing, and it's listed under the assets under the SOFP. And if we look further, we can see that the loans and advancements there is where the Salam financing or any kind of Islamic financing really is listed. And as far as we go to check the loans and advancements, we see that we have to refer to Note 23 to get more details. So when we go to Note 23, we can see that the types of financing they are offering, and Salam financing is one of them. So we have taken the past 5 years and we decided to summarize it in one table to make it easier for us to look at the results. So we can see that there is a huge rapid growth in the total assets. However, if we look into detail and we see the Salam financing, it has been growing from 2015 until 2017, and then it starts declining a little by little. However, as far as we go, we check the income from Salam financing, and we can see that there has been increase in the very beginning, and it almost made 50% of the whole income from financing in the very beginning. However, it started declining a little as far as years go by, and towards the end we see a huge staggering back. Although the number itself, it's not really a huge decrease from the previous year, but if we compare it among the whole thing, like the whole income in the last year specifically, we can see that it's only making 16% of the whole income only. Okay, so to sum up, the Salam financing has a huge market out there in Malaysia, and it has the potential if it was developed in the right way. And as far as farmers' point of view, Salam financing is the best option for them, and so we would give them a nudge to do a better work, and so we would have a better income out of it. And third, Salam contract leads to economic well-being because it removes the one-party liquidity shortage and satisfies buyers' demand. It as well enables a huge economic operations because Salam financing requires a huge amount of funds. So that's all from us. I hope we made Salam financing easier and clearer to understand. And thank you for listening.